The following program is intended for mature audiences.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Heed my words, it is I.
You've waited all year to see heroes fall.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
Great moments are born.
These armors will change the world.
We really don't know what we're dealing with here, man.
Who will stand high on the mountain?
I am not leading this fight as a matter of aesthetic pleasure.
What entity will triumph above all?
I'm the goddamn Batman!
This is the glorious Tournament of Victory.
America's #1 independent television network presents the following sports exclusive.
You're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
And check out every episode of the show at basicallysports.tumblr.com.
Now here's your hosts, Zach,
Greg, Mike.
And this is Andy, and you're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
I wanted to ask you guys something about this tournament here. So we're doing only 8, right? It's a different. There's no theme or anything, right? We're just traditional.
GTOV. We just knocked it down to 32 because it was getting pretty tough to come up with 16 new entries every year.
Well, that and it got to the point where the first 2 shows we do would be entirely GTOV because there's just so many matchups to go through. At least now we can maybe just not have it consume the show for 2 weeks. So we'll see how it goes. It might work, might not, but whatever.
It was I just thought that, because we did the quarter qual last year. We had the greatest hits one was last year, right?
Yeah.
And the year before that, I had such a struggle coming up with 16. I was I'd get to about 10 and I'd be like, well, this is pretty good, but now I got to come up with 6 more. And that was the last 6 were always the toughest part. And I thought, well, this year we'll just eliminate that. And
yeah, you make a bunch, and then there's a few that are just cannon fodder,
right?
That that are going to get eliminated, but you try to think of something weird enough to validate.
I was thinking here, just for the sake, I know that we each have our own bracket. I think it'd be kind of cool if we would after the #1 seeds, do random drawings or something to determine the bracket.
And instead of having all of our entries play, kind of mix it up. I agree.
Do a draft essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good idea. Let's do that. Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool because what my problem is that for these brackets, as I'm drawing them up, I'm like, okay, 3 is going to play 4 or whatever. Who do I want to battle for this initial round to make it difficult? And it's just I'd rather just kind of leave it up to chance and just kind of see what the hell happens with.
I think there's actually a couple of websites out there too where I can just dump all the entries in and do I think you can seed them, but they will randomly put them in 4 brackets. They'll all be seeded the same way, but not necessarily in our bracket.
Correct.
So say my number 8 seed might end up in Zach's bracket or yours, whatever. I like that. That's good. What is it? What did we figure? This is the 7th one of these we've done?
6.
6?
Nah, wait.
Because we did 4, and then we had the best of for the 5th one, right?
Well, yeah, I'm just counting the number of years we've done it. Though.
I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so Zach won the first 2,
right?
And then Andy won the 3rd with Teddy Roosevelt Stride a War Orca.
Great entry.
And then Greg won Mariachi Band with a Chip Mariachi Band.
Yep.
And then I won the next 2 because I won Mensch on the Bench, and then I won with Cosmic Turtle.
Cosmic Turtle, that's right. Yeah.
So this is actually the seventh glorious tournament of victory.
Yes.
And the 6th with all original entries.
Yes, and I am attempting to do the first ever 3-peat, so we'll see how it goes.
And to think this all started with a comment that Andy made just in passing on a show 7 years ago.
Yeah, no, it was just a thing we used to do at one of my really, really just god-awful shitty jobs. We were so bored, we just put together brackets of just random shit and had them battle it out. I think the first final of that old tournament was Optimus Prime versus Downy Paper Towels. So, the tournament, the glorious tournament of victory, has stayed very true to the original premise and made it infinitely better and more fun.
It's funny because all year long we will get people that'll say that would be a good GTOV entry. And as it gets closer, people started asking me, like, when's it going to be? When are you doing the selection show? When's this going to happen? And
it's hilarious because, like, every few years we'll have that thing where it's like, do you want to do it this year? Is it like is the joke wearing thin? But then we're like, nah, we're going to do it. And then every time we do it, people are like, yes, it's back. Yeah. And it's like, all right. So
Dennis from the boards, he sent me, it was either on the boards or in a tweet, sent me a thing saying his wife was asking when we were going to release the bracket for this year's Glorious Tournament of Victory. I was like, this is crazy. Yeah.
Who are we to disappoint them?
Right, exactly.
Hey, if the people.
We're obligated at this point. We have to do it. Yeah, it's become this whole thing all by itself. And I will tell everybody, accept no substitutes, because I've seen a lot of pale imitations of this pop up. I'm not saying that we inspired them. I'm just saying that it's become a thing where now everybody's doing brackets. Like I've seen like movie brackets and
every sports or non-sports outlet that's has a social media presence makes a bracket of some sort.
Yeah.
Now, but yeah, it's been a long-standing tradition, and there's no reason to disappoint people. We're still in this thing, so we're gonna keep doing it.
First off, I think we should keep our number 1 seeds in our actual brackets, and the rest can go wherever. How does that sound?
That's fine.
Okay, all right. So who wants? Well, I guess there's no point.
It's going to be interesting because in the past when we've gone through these things, we're always rooting for our entries. We could get to a point where none of us have any entries left, and it could be like a final 4 of all one person's.
That's a possibility too. This could really turn out to be something. So there's no guarantees. This makes it very tough for you to three-peat now because you might get wiped out before you ever get there.
At the same time, if one of my entries wins it, even if it's not in my bracket, I'm gonna pull a UCF and raise the banner anyway.
It's kind of like interleague play a little bit here.
Right.
Yeah. We got to just kind of mix it up. And
the stakes are higher though because this could go badly for any one of us. There's no guarantee that.
Or if you're the one that has all 4 of the final 4 entries.
Yeah, or it could go great for you. It just depends. So, who wants to lead off with the number 8 seed of their bracket?
I can go. The 8th seed of my bracket, it got a lot of attention last year. It kind of came out of nowhere, but got a lot of backing, a lot of publicity. People were wondering, how did this team just raise up to where it is? There was a lot of potential money behind it, but everything kind of collapsed. And it got documented not too many months ago with a pair of documentaries. I'm talking about the Fire Festival.
Ooh.
But particularly I couldn't just do the whole Fire Festival as a whole because it's kind of a big thing with a lot of moving parts and you didn't know what to focus on, for a bracket entry.
Right.
So for those that were familiar with the Fire Festival, the failed music festival that was supposed to be funded by this con man and Ja Rule on this private island in the Bahamas and all this stuff where none of it actually existed. The lingering image of that really kind of got people picked up on it on social media was the food situation there. People were promised these, lavishly catered meals and, exotic foods and all this stuff. But all they got is they opened up their little takeout foldable foam cartridges, and inside was a cheese sandwich, a piece of bread with a piece of cheese on top. That's it.
I'll have you know there was some nasty-looking lettuce too, Zach. Let's not undersell it.
This food looks
some garnish of lettuce.
I've seen stuff that was sitting on one of those convenience store hot dog rollers for 4 days. It looked better than this food. It was that bad.
So my number 8 seed, the official entry, the Fire Festival cheese sandwich.
Added a picture.
Good entry.
Added a picture, just for some visual.
Yes, you're right. There was some garnish.
There was a garnish.
Yes. So. That's a good entry. I like that. That's a good one.
I like how it's not even like the cheese isn't even melted. Like it's
no.
It's just a slice of cheese
on bread.
On some bread.
Well, mostly on bread. It's like 3/4 on the bread, and half of it's just hanging off on the styrofoam. Great. Yeah, I'm going to save that picture so that we can. I'd also like for as many of these as I can. I'm going to put like some kind of like picture or some sort of representation up.
Also, Also, can I just say that it's no surprise to me that someone who decided to spell fire with a Y was full of shit.
Good point.
The documentaries on that thing were just so fascinating.
I think I watched the Netflix one, but it was the other one on Hulu, I think.
The other one's on Hulu. That one's not as good. It takes it from a different angle. It's more like a cultural millennial thing.
The one on Netflix was good. It was very interesting, yeah. Okay, so who's next?
I don't care. I'll go.
All right.
So I feel weird because like I simplified my bracket a little bit. I tried to take it back to the roots.
Okay.
And after hearing Zach be like, a shitty cheese sandwich. It's like, well, okay. Well, anyway, so my number 8 seed, this individual, 35 years old, numerous aliases, Billy Bill, Jack Gordon, John Grant, Louis Friend. He's big into moths. He's big into making clothing. He enjoys to tucking his genitals between his legs. He is really interested in putting the lotion in the basket. I'm going to go with Buffalo Bill, James Gum from Silence of the Lambs, serial killer, sex pervert. I'm going to go with James Gum, my number 8 seed.
Wow. That's got the potential to knock off a number 1, I think. Pretty easy. Mike, what do you got?
Okay, so this is, I think, kind of a return to some glories from a victory roots. Nudity has always had a presence in these tournaments.
Well, the nudist conference is one of the bigger conferences in the tournament. Yes.
Well, we've got.
I would have liked if the entry was just nudity. Just on its own.
It's a concept of nudity. No.
Yeah.
No. No, we've got a man, Eric M. Stagno, age 34, who was arrested after stripping nude to do yoga at a Planet Fitness. His claim, I thought Planet Fitness was a judgment-free zone.
Wow. Okay.
And, there is the relevant news story. That's just, look at that face. So
I'm surprised it's not nude Florida man.
No. Strangely, this guy was in Massachusetts. You'd think this would be prime Florida man material, but no. Massachusetts it is. So I am going with number 8 in my bracket is Naked Planet Fitness patron.
Okay. Wow. After hearing those first 3, mine sounds pretty weak, actually. But here we go. I think it's someone that we're all at least a little bit familiar with. Coming to you from the Shopping Mall Employee Conference, I bring you the number 8 seed mall kiosk guy.
Is he like walking around the mall vaping?
Well, it depends. He could be the guy that just sits there and is uninterested, playing on his phone, or the guy that gets in your face. And
is he the guy who gets in my face to try to sell me like cell phone?
Right, that guy, mall kiosk guy. Yeah. Yes, that guy. Yeah. So that's my number 8 seed. Mall kiosk
He's got an
guy.
accent, but you're not sure like what the accent is. It's
precisely. That's exactly who I'm talking about. Mall kiosk guy, number 8 seed.
Would you like to buy a cell phone plan from the middle of the mall? No. No, not. Thanks.
Okay, I'll pick it up with number 7, and we'll work our way back around.
All right.
Speaking of nudity and the nudist conference, we have a return from an old favorite, but a new person from an old favorite. This time around, we've got number 7 seed Nudist Colony Lifeguard, a suggestion by one of our listeners a while back. Nudist Colony Lifeguard, our number 7 seed.
I feel we need to clarify with these nudist colony entries. Is the lifeguard himself nude, or is he just a lifeguard at a nudist colony?
I always think of them, just like I did with the groundskeeper, I think of him as just a lifeguard at a nudist colony, meaning he's still sitting there with like a tank top and regular swim shorts.
He himself is still clothed.
He himself is still clothed, yes.
And I think it's important to put this here, too. When we're talking about lifeguards, you're using he, but, we have female lifeguards like, Wendy Peppercorn, for example.
Right. And the same goes with...
Are we going to specify a gender on this lifeguard?
No, nudist colony lifeguard, period.
Okay.
And we're going to do the same thing with mall kiosk guy. Even though it's mall kiosk guy, it could also be mall kiosk woman. But you don't see as many of those. But yeah, so. No, I'm going to stick with, the lifeguard can be either, but mall kiosk guy is definitely a man. That's what I'm going to go with there. So, all right. So there you go. Number 7 seed, nudist colony lifeguard.
I was just clarifying because I needed to know if I could make a joke about where he hangs his buoy, but you know.
You certainly may. You certainly may.
Yeah. If we're not specifying, then it's not there.
All right. Who's next?
The Mike. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mike.
So number 7 in my bracket, a dedicated Reddit poster having just skimmed Wikipedia.
Ooh.
Defending their point to the death, I'm sure.
In other words, Mike.
Defending their point to the death, but because, see, the key about this is they're not just a dedicated Reddit user. They're not just defending their point to their death. They've just skimmed Wikipedia, so they have the veneer of someone who knows what they're talking about.
I was going to say, you're basically describing the most intelligent person in the world. With
Exactly.
This, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Good entry. I like it. See, we're going to get some really interesting matchups here, guys. We throw this thing into a big hopper and mix them all up.
That sounds like the sort of guy that you and Greg are familiar with as moderators now of the boards, which I'm sure is to the boards it translates as I've skimmed Reddit guy that posts about, say, the Jets uniforms.
Oh yeah. We've got like 3 different people who claim to know exactly what the Jets' new uniforms will look like, and I'm pretty sure if we like compare these claims, like it wouldn't work, like because they're so contradictory. But we'll see.
I got to say that in my short time as a moderator, I think the saddest thing I had to do yesterday was shut down a potential Blaze of Glory thread. Greg,
no, you don't shut it down. You forget you saw it and give it 24 hours, and then you step it if it goes too far.
Well, I let it go 6, and then I decided, I just saw it was that Sabres 7-6 whatever guy.
Oh,
yeah, Sabres rule. All right,
Sabres rule, right?
The man who's never happy and finds a reason to complain about everything.
Well, then he explained why he wasn't happy, and I was like, oh man, I want to let this go, but I can't. So I had to do it. Okay, so we're on to Zach, I believe, right? Number 7 seed?
No, it'd be me.
Oh, Andy, sorry. Okay,
Andy.
Go ahead.
So my number 7 seed, one of the most indestructible devices ever put together, it is the Nokia original 3310 cell phone.
Oh,
look at that, huh? That's a beauty.
Yeah.
I remember my dad having that phone.
they are one of the they've been reissued. They are one of the longest supported cell phones in history. They've been tested by being thrown out of windows and run over, and they're very hardy. Very that's why I figured it was a worthwhile entrant to this contest.
It's going to be hard to break it. I mean that's true.
Yeah. Excellent.
It can be used for defense or as a weapon. It has many different uses. The Nokia brick. All right, so for my 7 seed, he's a fan favorite, guys. He's a living legend, a man among boys, or I might say a Peter man among boys. My number 7 seed, Buffalo Bills legend, Nathan Peterman.
Zach, he's not just a Buffalo Bills legend, he's an NFL legend. He belongs to everyone.
Nathan Peterman. I figured he would get into this thing somewhere.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the Peterman among boys, notable for his steadfast commitment to God and interceptions. Nathan Peterman.
As Jim Rome once said, if you judge someone's skill by the impact they have on the game, Nathan Peterman is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, this is probably true.
Don't even have the vote. Give the man the yellow jacket right now.
Okay, is everybody got the number 7s in?
Yeah, so then I'll start up again. My number 6 seed, again, is something that we talked about on the show. I had some personal experience with it in my trip to New York last summer.
Oh, we've already got our first double. I know what this is. So let me scratch mine. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's really just a monument to American values such as greed and obesity.
Yep.
I present you with the Grub Tub. Now let me get a picture of this thing because
I've seen. Yeah,
Andy was not on the show when we discussed the Grub Tub, but I went to Yankee Stadium and my girlfriend had saw it on Twitter and we were committed to getting it. The Grub Tub is it's this here. It's a.
Have you seen this thing, Andy?
No.
It's an attachment to your souvenir drink where you hold food above your souvenir cup with a straw coming up through the middle of the bowl so that you can hold your copious amounts of food, chicken tenders, hot dogs, whatever.
I mean,
on top of your large soda.
I mean, why hold two things when you can just be a glutton and embrace your inner pig and just have all of your slop in one container?
This is like the next iteration of like the KFC bowl kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
It's making my pancreas and my diabetes tingle here just looking at this shit.
Yeah, those are the Yankee Stadium specific ones that I just sent along. But yeah,
it's kind of sad that the like cooked crickets or grasshoppers or whatever the season ones in Seattle you can get.
Yeah,
look infinitely more appetizing than this like monument to obesity, whatever this strange just.
A 64-ounce soda topped with chicken tenders and French fries.
Right.
Doesn't do it for you.
That's like $80 worth of stuff in one picture, and I can imagine some guy just like carrying all that to his seat.
Well, the idea is it's easy.
It's all in one hand.
Yeah, you can do it all in one hand. You don't. Yeah, that's the beauty of it, or the evil of it, I suppose.
What a time to be alive.
Right. Okay, who's next?
I guess me. We're going back around. So again, I'm kind of keeping it a little simple here. This is number 6, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see who ends up taking on this, but I guess I'm going to need you guys to help me out here with the signature sound effect. And this gentleman, this legend here, this is a 1980s individual from the late 80s, mid to late 80s is fine. He's a jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, late 1980s, Ric Flair.
Woo!
Who?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Okay.
Yeah, 1980s Ric Flair. He's my number 6 seed.
So it's specifically 1980s Ric Flair.
Yeah, like NWA, like barely, like the heyday of Ric Flair. Like
yeah. So not 90s Ric Flair where he like started wearing the bowl cut or anything like.
Right. Correct.
Okay. Good. All right. Good. The best Ric Flair.
All right, Michael. I believe it is on you now.
Okay. So now, number 6. I'm dipping into anime here.
Oh.
I've been on a bit of a Dragon Ball kick recently.
Wonderful.
So I know Zach is a fan. Andy maybe might know. Greg, I'm convinced, has no idea what I'm about to talk about. But in Dragon Ball, in the Dragon Ball series, you have you have characters that can fuse, right, to form a fusion of the two.
Yes.
People.
There's multiple varieties of fusion. Yeah.
So I was trying to think of like everyone, everyone like all like the really good characters fuse. That's boring. So yes. I thought, what would happen if Goku fused with Yamcha?
Oh.
So
Yamku or Gokcha, whatever we want to go.
Gokcha or Yamku are exactly the two names I have written down here. So
I think Yamku probably flows better, but yes.
Yamku, yes. So
I don't know what's going to happen if that happens, but I can tell you what's not going to happen. It's probably not going to win the GTOV.
No. Well, the joke, of course, is that Goku is the star of the show and is like the greatest thing in the history of the universe, and Yamcha just sucks. So
Yamcha sucks hard.
Okay.
So what happens if Goku fuses with Yamcha? How does the resulting entity stack up? So that's
is the entry the question or the result of the question?
It's the result.
Okay,
like,
all right.
How does he?
Gotcha.
How does he do? So
all right.
There you go.
And I guess it's up to me now, right?
Yes.
Well, my number 6 seed, Zach. So I had a feeling he was going to have the grub tub, but I wasn't sure if he remembered it or not. But that was my original number 6 seed.
I experienced the grub tub.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I lived the grub tub.
I thought that you would have that, but I think I have a pretty good backup, and this one is you really got to be a Bass listener to get this reference, but I think it's a good entry. It's the McCown brothers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good
the
one.
quarterback and McCown brothers of the National Football League. You've got Luke. What was the other one's name?
Josh.
And, of course, the immortal, often forgotten Zeppo McCown. So, yes, the McCown brothers. The quarterback and McCown's, number 6 in my bracket.
There's always at least one somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, it's like they're like the stalls of football. There's a stall somewhere on your team.
Yeah, and whenever
there's a McCown somewhere,
a quarterback or a team has an opening at quarterback, we always say there's a McCown somewhere for them, and it usually is. Right, so there you go.
Yeah.
The quarterback and McCown brothers are my number 6 seed.
Where the hell is Josh McCown now?
He's still with the Jets.
Yeah, I think he's the Jets. I think he's with the
Jets. Was with the Jets. I don't know if
he is currently a free agent according to Google.
Oh no!
Wow. Well, that won't last.
The legend continues. He'll show up somewhere.
He'll show up somewhere.
Joshua Treadwell McCown.
Look, I'm sure the Browns will sign him once, like, Baker Mayfield gets struck by lightning twice or something.
No, he's going to. I told you last week, Mike. He's going to be injured when Odell Beckham Jr. lands on top of him, falling down the stairs.
He's going to fall down the stairs.
I mean, to be fair, guys, he will be 40 by the time training camp starts.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Speaking of quarterbacks,
I mean, how old is our Super Bowl champion quarterback?
Well, again, according to Joe Flacco, quarterbacks can play until they're 60, and so 40 might just be his prime.
I mean, Joe, 37-year-old Joe Flacco thinks he's in his prime or something.
I just want to quickly take a quick diversion here, but did you guys check out on the Bass thread on the boards that Dennis went in and did a list of every team starting quarterback from 1999 for all 32 teams?
Yeah.
Wow, that was impressive.
I hate to pick on the Browns, but they had far and away the most.
Right. And they were
the
up
team
by.
That we've forgotten about when we were talking about this was Andy's beloved Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
That went through the wilderness for a decade.
Yeah.
Decade plus.
I think the Bills list made me the saddest. Just looking over the Bills quarterbacks is like, my God, what a
because at least the Bears had like Jay Cutler, but you look at the Bills one and it's like, what is that? What is even there?
Yeah.
How did you live?
I mean, even the Browns and all 30 of those guys, you had a couple where you could at least see what they were thinking. You go, okay, I get it. I can see what they're trying to do here. But with the Bills, it was just like, wow, these were literally because we've got no one else to use. Players, a lot of them.
The Bills are great because, like, they thought they had saved themselves with old Drew Bledsoe, and then it didn't.
Yeah.
Not to get off on a tangent here, but like the last 15 to 18, like Nathan Peterman, Josh Allen, Derek Anderson, Matt Barkley. Like, come on. Come on.
I will just say, though, that I think the team with the second most was 23, and that was still 7 short of my beloved Cleveland Browns. Okay, so there you go. Number 6, the McCown brothers at quarterback. Who is up next, or do I pick it up again?
You pick it up again.
Okay, number 5 seed. Someone that just came up on the show a couple weeks ago. And for anyone that's followed even a little bit of spring training baseball, maybe been to a game, whatever, you're all going to know this guy. It's some guy named number 76 at a spring training game.
Just someone.
Just some guy named, there's always some guy named number 76 at a spring training game.
We know him in our hearts as September Call-Up Keith, Greg.
Yeah, I actually, September Call-Up Keith is one of my backup entries. I just want to throw that in. From the Cardinal Way Conference, he beat out other great entries like Vintage Doug and Other Doug.
And Quadruple Jesus.
Quadruple Jesus, Other Doug.
Minor League Doug.
Minor League Doug, yeah. But yeah, some guy named number 76 at spring training, or better known as September Call-Up Keith. We'll go with both of those. I will make the change here. Okay. Number 5 seed from
Mike.
Me? Okay. Number 5. This again references something that we spoke about recently. It never came to pass, but I still thought it was a good entry. So we were talking about Johnny Manziel, right, joining the AAF. and how when he in the event that Memphis had passed on him, the next team to get dibs would have been Salt Lake City, and how great would that have been, Johnny Manziel in Utah? So I ran with it. Number 5 in my bracket, Johnny Manziel, but he's trapped in Utah.
Wow.
That's a desperate man who will do anything.
Well, you got to remember, too, he's going to be going through serious, whatever they call alcohol withdrawal, because he's not going to be able to find any out there. Yeah.
Did you see that he was mic'd up for that first AAF game? And he's talking trash to dudes. It's like, man.
Really?
You realize where you have been? You can't be talking trash to
not
guys.
Not only was he talking trash that game, I watched that game, all right? He did jack and shit the entire game, and his team won, but only after replacing him with like their 4th-string quarterback who let it come back. So Johnny Manziel not exactly lighting the AAF on fire.
He's only a couple steps away from the league that hosts one of my entries in the tournament this year.
Oh.
So, all right, let's go. Moving along here. Andy, up next.
Yep. So my number 5 seed is one of my favorite kind of things to do is kind of present scenarios for these entities to encounter. And number 5, this situation is, I know it would be a struggle for me and probably any of us, but it is a room full of cute, fluffy puppies.
Oh.
Where I'm just envisioning, like some, really horrifying, person or Johnny Manziel in a room full of puppies. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like as a human being, he would be very moved. But, a cyborg or something, this would kind of just.
I'm picturing like the war orca getting loose with the puppies, like Teddy Roosevelt. That's right. That could be very bad.
Do we have a specific breed of puppy? Is it a variety, grab bag?
Variety. Imagine just like, a panel slides open and like the cutest puppies imaginable just come spilling out of there.
Oh.
And they just want to display. And
it's so fluffy.
Yes.
I can't wait to see the matchup this thing draws, because it's going to be the worst possible thing.
Yep.
All right.
My number 5, a story ripped from the headlines of recent days. It's the best team that your rich parents' money can buy. It's the USC rowing team.
Also, you don't actually have to row, so win-win, really.
Right. USC rowing team * rowing not required. So, if your Aunt Becky can give you a few dollars here or there and send you off to school, there you go.
A few $100,000, please, and we'll get you on that rowing.
I think we've only hit the tip of the iceberg with this thing, too. I think we're a week or two away from just the bottom falling out and names popping up everywhere, and it's just going to be really funny.
The best part was Dr. Dre got in trouble for an Instagram post the other day. His daughter got into USC, and on Instagram he said, she got into USC all by herself. I paid no money. It was just like,
no, you did pay some, admissions.
I liked Phil Mickelson's. Did you hear about his tweet about this? Because I guess he actually worked with the guy that I can't remember his name. The guy that runs like the agency that helps with the tests and all that. The main player, the guy that everybody paid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Rick Singer.
Yeah, he worked with him, and he tweeted, obviously we had nothing to do with this and we had no awareness of it. And I'm thinking, well, the obviously is really like kind of like I don't know. I would have said obviously. I just thought it was an interesting tweet, and I thought, well, that makes me think that you probably did have something to do with it now.
Well, Phil could have easily denied it because one of the people was like, I don't want my kid going to Arizona State. And it's like, well, Phil went to Arizona State, so he could have bounced off that. But anyway, all right.
Yeah,
so my number 5, the USC rowing team, rowing not required.
Nice, good entry. I like it.
Yeah, strong.
All right, so then we go on to my number 4 seed. This one's going to be a little off the wall. It's not completely off the wall. It is a known entity, but it's just off the wall in its application. It's part of an Oscar-winning film. It's a unique entry in that universe from the 2018 the 2018 film that won the 2019 Oscar for Best Animated Film from Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse. Peter Porker a.k.a. Spider-Ham. Now, for those who don't know about Peter Porker, he lives in a very cartoony universe as opposed to a grittier Spider-Man universe. And while his name is Spider-Ham and his name is Peter Porker, he was not a pig bitten by a radioactive spider. No. He was a spider bitten by a radioactive pig.
Oh.
So, Peter Porker.
Interesting twist.
Interesting twist, spider. Yeah. Do you have a picture?
Oh, yes. I can... Let me.
I have the feeling that that entire thing was just based off that one Simpsons joke of Spider-Ham.
Well, you would think, but this he had his own comic book years before that Simpsons joke.
Huh.
So here we go. Copy image, pasting it over of the Spider-Ham.
Ah.
Okay.
That's
the spectacular Spider-Ham.
By the way, our friend of the show, Adam, is working on a beautiful new logo for this year's tournament. I don't know when he'll have it finished, but
awesome.
It's going to look good. Oh, there we go. There's Spider-Ham. All right. Okay, who's next?
That'd be me. This is what, number 5?
4.
Or 4, rather. Sorry. So 4. Again, this is more of a challenge than an individual. It is a limitless quantity of double stuffed Oreos and glasses of milk. Essentially, the competitor who meets this thing must survive eating any number of double stuffed Oreos and glasses of milk.
Oh, man.
Whichever one could be taken out. I personally would just like to do this. This would be like my preferred way to die, would just be to eat. This kind of is in the same conference as I believe there was a drawer full of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Right.
One
yeah.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of thing. Endless tacos, I think, was another
right.
one.
Well, you've got a few of those, yeah. I do love me some double stuffed Oreos, I have to say.
Well, there you go, number 4.
All right, who's next? Is that me? Am I up?
Not me.
No, Mike.
Oh, Mike, okay.
Okay, number 4, another ripped from the headlines. This is very pertinent to modern day. This is about as political as I think we're going to get here, but I felt it was worthy. Number 4 is an angry Tory backbencher during a Brexit vote.
Ooh. See, now what if that meets up with the room full of puppies? I'm just saying. That can be a very interesting matchup, right?
Yeah. But long story short, the Tory, which is slang for conservative in Commonwealth countries, the Conservative Party of the UK, which currently forms the government over there, they are not unified in what they want Brexit to look like, and it's a dumpster fire anytime they have to vote on it because the party cannibalizes itself.
Well, hey.
So angry Tory backbencher.
I particularly love any clips that we can see out of the English Parliament, especially right now, because it just they constantly talk over each other and argue and laugh at each other.
What do they shout? Like, do they have do they say like nay or something? Or like shame?
I like how they stand up and they sit down really quick. Have you seen them do that? Or they'll do their bit and they sit right back down really fast. I get a big kick out of that.
Yeah. So.
All
God.
Right. Okay. So I guess it's up to me now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on, let me save that. Number 4. Speaking of ripped from the headlines, although this one goes back a few years, guys, and it's really kind of amazing. This thing has never made the tournament until this year. But here we are. It's Tank's meltdown on opening day in 2000, whatever year it was, and his subsequent internet celebrity that followed.
We all knew this was coming eventually.
It had to happen. It had to happen.
Did you happen to catch his latest update there in the Tank thread?
No, what's up?
Oh, the scale?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just the state of his living conditions is horrible. It's pretty horrid.
Yeah.
We had to change the name of that thread to Tank's Not Dead because legitimately people thought anytime that thread got bumped that it was
the Tank had died. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thread had to be changed. It's now just Tank's Not Dead. We just want to talk about him.
Well, it's all right. As of 2 hours ago, I can confirm he's alive because he's eating a hamburger and French fries and drinking a Diet Pepsi. So.
Yeah,
but of course,
the Diet Pepsi is really important in that scenario.
I was on Twitter the other day, and he was tweeting about how hard it is to lose weight, and it was basically any thread where Tank talked about trying to do something he couldn't do from the boards from between 2005 until he got banned. It was the same exact thing. People giving him all this great advice and him coming up with every excuse in the book on why he couldn't do it. So I tweeted, I said, this looks just like the boards did in 2010. And let's move along. So anyway, all right. So Tank's Meltdown, number 4 seed in my bracket. And that takes us back to me. I'm up next, right?
The hat flip, by the way, is the best part of that.
Yeah, right. Number 3 in my bracket from the Mighty Chimp Conference.
Ooh.
Yes. And this one is a little bit of a kind of off-the-board pick from the Chip Conference, a surprise winner of their tournament this year. Number 3 seed, Chimp Proctologist, makes it this year.
God.
Wow.
Chimp Proctologist,
is it,
number 3 seed.
Please tell me that you found like a picture of...
I haven't looked yet. But...
Oh, my God. I just Google image search this, and the first one may work.
Okay, let's see it. We just need a chimp snap and a rubber glove, basically, would be perfect.
Well, it's not quite that, but let me...
Oh,
there.
no. Oh boy.
There it is. It's for those who cannot see it, it is what appears to be a grown man in a gorilla suit, he's trying to fit a rubber glove over his hand, but it is clearly not going to fit. And very strange, very alarming image, but maybe we could find some. Oh, and if you move along, no, that's just blatantly racist. But there's there is one of a chimp.
2019, folks.
There's a chimp putting his finger into the butthole of another chimp.
Okay.
The results may vary if you scroll down too far.
Your results may vary based off of your algorithms. So.
Yes. But anyway,
this will affect your Amazon search results and suggested ads on social media. So,
all right, I just got to give credit. My girlfriend came up with that. I said I need a good entry from the Chimp Conference this year, and she just went Chimp Proctologist, and I cracked up. I said, "That's it. We're not going to do any better than that." So Chimp Proctologist, number 3 seed. Which takes us back to Mike.
All right. So this is an entry I'm particularly enthused about. It comes from the surprisingly fertile rural Manitoba Conference.
Yes.
Where we've gotten such things as the sacred moose lake of Flin Flon, Manitoba.
Yep.
And the Russell, Manitoba goalie thief.
Right.
Goalie beer thief.
Goalie beer thief, yes. So, which, by the way, I just want to remind everyone, resulted in the local RCMP constable putting out an alert that said it might actually be a defenseman, as 17 is not a usual goalie's number.
Which just makes the whole thing poetry, if you ask me. Come on.
It's like the most Canadian thing.
Right.
Now, look, we all know 17's not really, a goalie number, so it might be a D-man. Just to keep that in mind. But
just without a hint of irony, right? It was just like, here, this is just let you know, might be a defenseman.
But
right. I love that.
Number 3 in my bracket is not the Russell, Manitoba goalie beer thief. This comes from the town of Thompson, Manitoba.
Okay.
Specifically, it is the giant wolf mural of Thompson, Manitoba. I'm not surprised none of you know what this is, but it's called the Spirit Wolf Mural. It is the most prominent thing in the city of Thompson, Manitoba.
Holy cow!
It's like it's an apartment building with the entire side covered by a giant mural of a wolf, a very realistic wolf.
That is Highland Tower. It was specifically chosen for the Spirit Way Wolf mural, and it is the most prominent building in the Thompson, Manitoba skyline. There's a Wikipedia article about the town.
Wow. Is that a painting or is that like a picture transfer?
That's a painting.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The Wikipedia entry for Thompson, Manitoba, and again, I want to say that I'm a proud Canadian. What I'm about to say is entirely with love and appreciation for my fellow countrymen. The Wikipedia feels the need to point out that Thompson does indeed have fiber optic internet.
Hey, that's better than the other place, right?
Flin Flon, whose internet got shut down because so many people were logging onto the town site after the Moose Lake incident.
Right, exactly.
So yes, the giant now wolves are kind of a thing in Thompson. There are four wolf statues in downtown Thompson, but I'm specifically referring to the giant wolf mural.
Yeah.
The giant wolf of Thompson, Manitoba. Shockingly, for reasons I can't quite figure out, apparently Queen Elizabeth II once visited Thompson.
To see the mural, obviously.
I could only assume it was to see the mural. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Okay, here's a question. What happens if this thing gets loose in the room full of puppies? See what I'm saying here? Yeah. It can get ugly.
That's true.
All right, so where was that your number 3?
That was my number 3, yes.
All right, so we're back to Andy now, right?
Yep.
Andy, my number 3 seed.
Very simple. Number 3 seed, the most comfortable couch in existence.
Oh.
I'm just thinking, I know
that couch.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does. Everybody kind of has the, this used to be it originally was most comfortable recliner in existence, but I figured, couch is more versatile. It could accommodate a larger being. But I feel like more people can relate to comfortable couches. So I feel like, let's see what happens when they encounter the world's most comfortable couch. I want to see.
I'm already thinking I'm already half asleep on it, and I have not even met it yet, and I'm already half asleep. Yeah. Oh, I love it. All right, Zach.
All right. My number 3, if I could pull up my phone. Number 3 was one that, honestly, I discovered just today. I was trying to fill out my bracket, and my girlfriend gave me a suggestion of something she sent me the other day, and I was like, all right. So I went to look it up just to get a better feel of what it was. Now this isn't what the item what number 3 is. A while ago she had sent me a thing called toilet hockey, which is this. It's basically a bathroom floor mat that looks like a hockey rink with a little plastic net and then like a hockey stick that you would use while sitting on the toilet to play hockey.
Oh, okay. So it's not nearly as disturbing as I thought it might be. Okay. Gotcha.
This sounds like it would be very popular in Thompson, Manitoba.
Sure. That wasn't what I picked, though, because I was looking through it. I found the Amazon listing for it, and I was looking for it just to get a better description to see if this is what I really wanted to go with. And in one of the suggested items was a book, a children's book. The name of this children's book and the number 3 seed here for my entries, The Day My Fart Followed Me to Hockey.
Wait, what?
It rolls off the tongue.
I'm sending you a picture of the cover right now. The Day My Fart Followed Me to Hockey.
Okay.
The quick description
cover is the best.
So here is
is that a fart?
Yes, it's a green cloud coming out of his hockey bag.
It has fur.
Yes.
What?
It's a hilarious story of Timmy, who just wants to be part of the hockey team, but thinks that he's not that good at playing the game. Little Fart encourages and supports him. With all the morale boosting he has received from Fart and his mom, Timmy goes to the tryout for the hockey team. Timmy does not want Fart to follow him, as he will be known as the Stinky Kid, and asks him not to come. But Fart wants to support his friend and follows him. When Timmy gets there and goes onto the ice, he sees Fart has followed him. How does Fart help Timmy, and will he be able to help Timmy make it onto the team?
It looks like Slimer.
Yes.
It's kind of like weirdly okay, so it's completely opaque. Like it looks like a fur thing with a tail.
Yep.
What? I don't know.
Am I the only one that's wondering, like, what possessed this person to come up with this idea?
I just want to say, apparently it is a series.
Yes.
A series?
The Day My Fart Followed Santa Up the Chimney, and The Day My Fart Followed Me to the Zoo.
Okay. All right.
The story, apart from being funny, also conveys the messages of friendship, teamwork, and relationships.
God. The day my fart saw daddy hit mommy.
Oh, goodness.
Like learning about divorce with my fart. God damn, how many of these things are there? Jesus.
Oh, and now we got soccer?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The day my fart crawled up my prolapsed asshole. Is that one on there? My God.
The day my fart followed me to the dentist.
There's somebody that's making money off this, man. This is like the Stephen King of gastrointestinal children's writing.
Followed me home. Followed me to the dentist.
Wow.
Followed me to baseball.
Where he saw some guy named number 76 playing for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Batting third. Fart.
Of course, Fart's going to be a call-up who wins them with a walk-off home run in the World Series.
Did you say a call-up who?
No, I said who.
Oh, call-up. I thought you said a call-up poo.
Either way, it works, right?
No. I guess, yeah.
All
right, let's move along here. Where are we at? Number 2 seeds?
Number 2, so I redo the listing again here. Number 2, following up, the day my fart followed me to hockey. Last summer, we had an earworm enter the world. Everybody's looking for that hot summer jam that's going to be the soundtrack to your parties, to your cookouts. This became none of those things, but has stuck around for everyone to, quote-unquote, fall in love with. It is the Baby Shark song.
No.
Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do. Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do.
God.
This is where being so hopelessly out of touch with pop culture really works to my advantage.
Greg, No, Greg, you would like a sample?
Oh, no, that's quite all right. I'm good.
No, I'll get it to you right now.
No, you don't get to be saved. No.
No. Let me just, let's undo. Oh, I'm pressing
What's it called? The Baby Shark song?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I got it right here. Don't worry.
I was going to say, I can do a quick YouTube search and probably have it.
Here you go. Just. All
right, here we go. Let me
go to about the 12-second mark for it to start.
I got to wait for an ad to play here, I believe. Oh, well, no, that's not an ad. Okay, here we go.
It really kicks in about
music.
30 seconds.
This is horrible.
It is the scourge of the internet.
Oh, no.
No.
Why does the internet do this?
I mean, I'm all for it.
If nothing else, guys, it got the Motley Crue songs out of my head, so there's that, I suppose. Wow.
I'm all for kids seeing this and being like, yay, fun, we get to sing a song, it's easy to learn. It's like, learning Frere Jacques or something. I mean, it's just it's an annoying little song, but it's become a meme, and thus has infected everything it's touched. It's like Sauron in Lord of the Rings. It's spreading throughout the earth.
There's plenty of content that's created for kids, only for kids, and that's fine. It does its job, like you said. But when the internet adults take hold of this and apply it to the world, it becomes the Baby Shark song. So.
Guaranteed that Jerry Sandusky has watched that at least 200 times from
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
Anyway, number 2 seed.
Number 2. My number 2 seed is not that song.
Thank goodness.
But this is one of my favorite just movie characters in general. His real name, I didn't know this, his real name is Alan Schaefer, but nobody knows him as that. They know him as Dutch because in 1987, him and Dylan went into the jungles and Valverde, wherever the hell that is, some made-up jungle, and killed a predator. I'm talking about the one and only Dutch Schaefer, Arnold Schwarzenegger from 1987's Predator.
Oh, nice.
That's be a tough entry.
Yes, noted man of the Netherlands, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dutch.
True, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more realistic than Arnold Schwarzenegger's Scientist, which happened more than once.
Oh, yeah. Lest we forget, what was the movie where he got knocked up? Mr. Dad or Mr.
Dad, yeah.
No. Is with Danny DeVito?
Wasn't it Twins?
That's Twins.
That's
Twins with Danny DeVito.
No, he did another one where he was pregnant.
Yeah, right. I can't think of the name of it. I know what you're talking about, though.
Arnold.
I forget the name too, but yeah, it's a
Junior.
That's it.
Oh God.
But yes, Dutch. Get to the chopper. If it bleeds, we can kill it. All those sorts of fun quotes.
Greg, I insist, if you don't mind, that when during this segment, while I'm introducing Dutch, could you play the battle cry that he shouts?
Sure. So let me write it down here so I don't forget.
The Ducks this year have taken they've done this thing where they've taken movie clips and then kind of edited them so that you can get it to the tune of "Let's Go Ducks," clap, clap, clap. One of them they did was earlier in the Predator when him and Carl Weathers do the hands clapping together, the arm wrestling thing.
Mm.
And then the other one is taking that yell and just editing it to go,
Already got it saved to the Basically a Sports Show list on my YouTube page. It'll be ready to roll.
Beautiful.
All right, who's up?
Mike.
All right, number two.
Number two
in my bracket, another Canadian entry, not from Manitoba, sadly. This one's from British Columbia. Canuck, the knife-wielding crow.
Oh, I remember this. Didn't we talk about this?
We talked about it on the show. I was going to use it for last year's GTOV, but we ended up doing the quarter quell instead, the best of. So I saved them, and it's a bit, it's no longer in the news, but God, look at that thing.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
This is from a CBC news story. Accused bird's exploits have been chronicled by The Guardian, ABC News, and Washington Post.
I tell you, those crows, man, they're really smart. They're like, the more they learn about them, the smarter they become. These things, they get revenge on people. They really do. I'm not kidding.
Canuck the crow, according to the CBC article, was accused of swooping off with a knife from a crime scene.
They do. They like get revenge. They cook up plans. It's like, wow, don't mess with the crow. I'm just telling you.
This crow is famous in his little neighborhood of Vancouver for harassing mailmen and just generally being a nuisance.
And now he's got a knife and a plan.
And now he's got a knife. So Canuck the crow. Canuck the knife-wielding crow from Vancouver.
I'm just saying, another interesting matchup with the room full of cute puppies.
What do you want to happen to
I don't want anything to happen to the puppies. I'm just saying that they're living in a world of peril and danger now because they're part of the glorious tournament of victory. It's not safe anywhere on this bracket. Okay,
yeah,
am I up with...
Apparently this crow is quite the oh man, apparently just last year it's been confirmed that he's a father. He's had like he has like a crow wife and they have like crow babies.
Well, maybe he'll calm down a little bit now that he's a father.
He has responsibilities.
No, he's even more protective than normal.
He's got bills to pay, He's got
right.
Jesus.
Okay. My number 2 seed. Going back to, a couple months back on the show, we discovered through a Sean McVay coaching connection, I believe, the wonder that is, I don't remember the name of the league anymore, but one of the teams.
Doesn't matter.
The Omaha Beef. And their awesome mascot.
They're the team of basically a sports show.
And their mascot, Sirloin. And there he is, the number 2
The
seed.
Champions Indoor Football League.
Champions Indoor Football League, Sirloin, number 2 seed in my bracket.
When we found this and we were talking about it, we're just going over stuff. I scroll down, I find the name. I literally couldn't get it out of my mouth for like 30 seconds. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
To say the words. Their mascot's name is, he's a big bull, and his name is Sirloin.
And remember, I don't know if I had the pictures anymore, but we had those close-ups of him and how like screwed up his costume was, and it was so bad. But yes,
again, hey, people of Omaha, the Omaha Beef organization, our offer still stands.
Yes, it still stands. Absolutely.
We will broadcast live on location from Omaha Beef Football Sunday.
Right.
But again, we each want a free jersey, and we want to meet Sirloin.
Right.
All right?
Exactly.
Like,
deals off. Yeah. Free jersey, free T-shirt, and we meet Sirloin. That's all you got to do, and get us out there. We'll take care of the rest. But we got to do it. So yeah, my number 2 seed, Omaha Beef mascot Sirloin.
Very good.
And I believe, I get to do the first number 1 bracket, or number 1 seed.
The number 1 seeds, which, again, we're all keeping our number 1 seeds in this new format.
So the number 1 seed in the what it means to be a Cleveland Brown region for the 2019 Glorious Tournament of Victory will be the one and only, the ubiquitous, you know him, you love him, you can't live without him, Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Did any of you see the meme challenge thing that popped up last week with Florida Man?
Yeah, I saw it. It didn't work for me, unfortunately.
So what you do is you go to Google, you type in the word Florida Man with your birthday, and then you just see what the best story that came up for your birthday was. I believe mine was Florida Man finds lime green iguana in toilet.
See, I tried that, and then the only thing that popped up was, "Are you trying to do the Florida Man challenge?" And I couldn't actually find anything.
Oh, really? Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, I'm getting that too, Mike. I'm not getting any stories. I'm just getting like new meme, blah blah blah. Yeah, same deal. But yes, Florida Man, the number 1 seed in the what it means to be a Cleveland Brown region.
Yeah. Florida Man finds bright green iguana in toilet, calls 911.
Yeah. Florida Man is he does everything. He can be a superhero. He can be a super scumbag and everything in between.
Have you guys seen the Florida Man alignment chart?
No.
Oh, okay. So, Florida Man, there is a Florida, you all know the Dungeons and Dragons alignment chart, like lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, so on and so forth. Well, here you go. The Florida Man alignment chart.
Oh. I love it.
I'm particularly partial to chaotic evil. Golf cart driving Florida Man tries to blow up neighbors' chickens with homemade whiskey bomb during dispute over BB gun.
Oh, Florida Man. Yes. You can see why he's the number 1 seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Florida Man saves boy by punching alligator into submission. That's pretty good. That's lawful good, Florida Man. Neutral good. Florida woman gets the okay to keep Rambo, her clothes-wearing gator. Come on. The state is just a gift that never stops giving.
And neutral evil is another good one. Florida Man arrested in local park for practicing karate on swans.
That's a pretty good challenge, man. Swans are assholes.
Yeah, swan will fuck you up, man. They're ill-tempered beasts, those swans. All right, who's got the next number 1 seed here?
Be Mike.
Mike.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 1 seed, Andy, you might know this. You might not know this, but my other 2 co-hosts here know him well. He is a regular in AFC Playoff Sunday. Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus.
Football. Oh my God. Yeah. Tournament.
Brady Jesus, the bane of our existence every
Jesus Brady. Brady Christ, we've called him.
In the Bass group text chat, anytime we're watching an AFC playoff game and the Patriots look like maybe they're about to be knocked out, but nope, Tom Brady just scored a touchdown with 40 seconds left,
picture never fails to crack me up either.
I think it's the lamb.
It's the lamb.
Yeah, it's the baby lamb he's holding.
We've gotten to the point, Andy, where we will call for it. It's like, Mike, it's time. And he knows what we mean. He's like, post the picture.
And it just keeps happening, man. I don't know. And he's got all 6 Infinity Stones. So what can I say?
Yeah, Brady Christ, excellent entry. That's your number 1 seed, right? Yeah,
that's my number 1 seed.
All right, Andy, your number 1 seed.
So my number 1 seed, I don't know if I should be ashamed or proud. I don't know. I was thinking about this at work today, trying to come up with my number 1 seed, and it's really simple, painfully simple. It is responsible for 100 some odd billion lives being lost.
Oh God!
It is my number 1 seed is death.
Death?
Just the angel of death. Yes.
Oh my!
The angel of death. All right. So not just death.
Just death.
Well, tell me, Brady Christ versus Death in the final wouldn't be an epic battle. Come on.
I think Brady. I mean, if we're talking 4 quarters here, it'd be Brady over Death. I mean, that's clearly
probably.
I mean, I've already predicted that in the finals it's going to be Brady Christ versus something, and he'll be down 28-3, but he'll pull it out in the end.
Or Brady Christ or Florida Man versus Death could be interesting.
Well, Florida Man quotes Death regularly.
Yeah. All right. So Zach, your number 1 seed.
My number 1 seed. So I kind of bounced around. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with my number 1 seed here. I could have broken them up into multiple parts. I could have, chosen any one of his antics that he's provided us with in the past year. He came onto the scene, in October or so. Maybe it was even late September. Came on with unexpected, entry into the world. But once he entered, we knew that we were going to live with him forever. So my number 1 seed, he came onto the world with 2 simple words. It's Gritty.
Oh, no.
The Philadelphia Flyers mascot.
Philadelphia Flyers mascot, Gritty. Whether it's his death stare that he will give you with his googly eyes, whether it's the protruding purple belly button that he sometimes shows off, whether it's the way his eyes can google around, whether it's the way his hula hoop chest bounces around, there's something parts equally endearing and creepy about Gritty, but he provides many different things.
To me, the thing that really sells Gritty is his backstory, which is legitimately terrifying.
Right. Gritty's backstory, of course, is that he lived under the bleachers of the Wells Fargo Center, eating hot dogs and rats of some sort.
Right.
There might be parental abuse in there.
His father was a bully because he was a fan of the Broad Street Bullies. They were doing some renovations on the Wells Fargo Center, and Gritty was somehow unearthed to the world. And
dogs for years, apparently.
Gritty, a fine choice as a number 1 seed.
Indeed, yeah.
So we've got number 1 seeds. We have Florida Man, Brady Christ, Death, and Gritty.
What an array. That's a colorful cast of...
That is I think might be the finest batch of number 1 seeds we've ever had.
It doesn't surprise me that this exists because it's the internet. Apparently gender-swapped Gritty exists.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, huh.
Oh, wow.
That's a confusing boner right there.
All right, so there you have it, folks. The entries have been announced. I'll tell you what we'll do real quick, just so that we'll make it easy for everybody to follow along one more time. We'll each just read our bracket like we used to real quick. We'll go through them all. We are going to throw all these into a hopper and pull the matchups out. So just to give you an explanation, say my number 1 seed might play the number 8 seed from Andy's region or Mike's, whatever. The matchups will all be posted on the boards, on Twitter, on our Tumblr page, the whole bit. And we'll let the voting start from there. So real quick again, my region, Number 8 seed, Mall Kiosk Guy. Number 7, Nudist Colony Lifeguard. Number 6, the quarterback in McCown Brothers. Number 5, some guy named number 76 at a spring training game in baseball. Number 4, Tank's meltdown and subsequent internet celebrity. Number 3, Chimp Proctologist. Number 2, Omaha Beef Mascot Sirloin. And number 1, Florida Man. Take it away, Mike.
Number 8, Naked Planet Fitness Patron. Number 7, a dedicated Reddit poster having just skimmed Wikipedia. Number 6, Goku fused with Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z, Yamku, as we're calling him. Number 5, Johnny Manziel trapped in Utah. Number 4, an angry Tory backbencher during a Brexit vote. Number 3, the giant wolf of Thompson, Manitoba. Number 2, Canuck, the knife-wielding crow.
I'm sorry, that one's going to make a long run. Go ahead.
And 1, Brady Christ.
Andy?
All right. So number 8 is Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Number 7, the original Nokia 3310 cell phone. Number 6, late 1980s Ric Flair. Number 5, a room full of cute puppies. Number 4, a limitless quantity of double stuffed Oreos and glasses of milk.
God, that sounds
Number
good.
Number 3, the most comfortable couch in existence. Number 2, Dutch from Predator. And number 1 seed is Death.
And Zach, wrap it up.
All right. Number 8 seed, the Fire Festival cheese sandwich. Number 7 seed, Nathan Peterman, Buffalo Bills legend. Number 6, the Grub Tub. Number 5, the USC rowing team. Rowing not required. Number 4 seed, the Spectacular Spider Ham, Peter Porker. Number 3, The Day My Fart Followed Me to Hockey, a children's book. Number 2 seed, Baby Shark Song. And the number 1 seed, Gritty.
I tell you guys, for a field of only 32, I think that might be one of the better ones we've ever had.
That's strong, man.
It's really strong, top to bottom, I think. And with us mixing up the matchups and all that, it's going to really be something. This might be the glorious tournament of victory to top the glorious tournament of victory. Number 7 could be the one that, I don't know, goes down in history or something.
I can't wait to see what the old, I guess, Powerball, whatever lottery thing generates here for our voters to choose from.
But yeah, really quickly to explain again, what we are going to do is instead of doing what we've normally done over 6 years, which is have all of our entrants play each other in our region, we are going to mix it up. All our number 1s will stay in our region, but everybody else is going to be thrown out there to the randomness of the universe. So like a 2 seed from my bracket might play the 7 seed from Mike's, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We will post the results with the voting links and all that in the next day or two, and it'll be underway. The 2019 Glorious Tournament of Victory. And there you have it.
Whew.
Any final thoughts, fellas, before we wrap this bad boy up?
Enjoy this hyper high definition close up on Gritty's face.
Oh, I think I'd rather not.
Again, Gritty switches between nightmare fuel and unbridled joy in the quickest of seconds.
We got a lot of really strong entries this year. You know, this is going to be a very interesting tournament, I think.
And if you scroll up, you'll see what I posted. Gritty did go streaking at one point.
Yes. And again, if you notice on his streaking picture, the protruding purple belly button that he possesses.
That's
why
bizarre.
Why they gave Gritty this feature, I don't know. Also, fun fact about that belly button, if you squeeze it, it squeaks.
Why would you squeeze it? Who would do that? That's gross.
Children.
Okay.
Yes.
Why would I don't know. There's no reason any children would be around Gritty when he takes his jersey off.
Yeah, now you're getting some really weird territory with that.
It's like you're in Gritty's basement and he's like, take off my jersey.
I mean, this picture is legitimately terrifying.
But I like that he's an unpredictable mascot. Like, it's one thing to be like a cutesy, like Steely McBeam, or you're just some guy or whatever. But like, this is like it's kind of chaotic. You know, you have no idea what you're going to get out of this psychopath.
Man, I don't know what's wrong with Philadelphia. I mean, in Toronto, we just have Carlton the Bear. And, like, look at that. What's wrong? Why is this so wrong? Why can't we just have a cuddly bear mascot who's friendly? No. Apparently now it's like it's orange nightmare monsters now.
It's Philadelphia, so there's a gazillion reasons why. So they can bitch about it, hate it, love it, the whole bit. All right, folks, on that note, unless we've got any final thoughts, we're going to wrap it up. And because we're getting close to 90 minutes here on this bad boy, so and people want their GOT entries. They want to know what's going on in this thing. So if you got any final thoughts, now's the time. If not, we'll wrap it up. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I can't wait to see how the things come out of the hopper here.
Me too. It's going to be very interesting. We will discuss the matchups on next week's show, of course.
Yeah, there will be some matchups that, what are you going to do? If Gritty goes into a room full of puppies.
That could be bad. That could be bad.
Or it could be wonderful.
So, all right. Anyway, on that note, so again, for all the information on the glorious tournament of victory, follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports. You can subscribe to the show via iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, and YouTube. And we'll also have all the GTOV information on the boards at sportslogos.net and on our Tumblr page, which is basicallysports.tumblr.com, I believe. So with that, we're going to call it a night, and we'll see you next week with more GTOV talk.
Later.
Bye.